false taxis in Benidorm town. British residents in Benidorm that are forced to live on the streets and that cannot even return back to their home country. The tourism update right now in July, and also the weather forecast for the upcoming week. All this and more in today's latest Benidorm news update. Welcome back to the channel Benidorm by Anna. It's me, Anna, with you here, and welcome to the latest news update. What is going on right now in Benidorm? Well, first of all, as you all know, the tourism is kicking in and is continuing to kick in quite hard. There is national tourists, international tourists, a little bit of everything here in the city, and honestly, you can feel that it is summer. There's quite a lot of people, surprisingly, in Benidorm. There's just some moments of the day when you feel like overwhelmed. But apart from that, people spread evenly in different regions, and you don't feel like claustrophobic inside of the city, which is the best part of Benidorm. There's plenty of space for everyone to be, and the only busiest places you can see is probably the Levante Beach, Poniente Beach, like the beach side, or the Old Town and the Tapas Alley. Like, these are going to be the busiest, and the British Street. All the rest are quite all right, and you do not feel like you want to go out immediately off this place. So it is still quite pleasant to be outside. The hotels are on total almost maximum capacity right now. Many of them have still and will continue to have up until probably September month minimum length of stay, just to ensure that people are not checking in, checking out every single day, because it's too much work. With lack of staff, it's impossible to give a good service like this, which is why they put the minimum amount of nights stay, which is usually between 3 and 7 depending on the hotel. Even the most expensive hotels are booked up right now, and for the month of August as well. Let's continue with the two main news. The first one is about something that we've read, and honestly we've seen it ourselves, but we didn't know what it actually was up until we've actually seen someone commenting it on social media. And these seem to be illegal taxis. And let me explain. Usually in Benidorm there's only one taxi company that works in the city, and these are white cars. You can easily spot them. They have white car, and there's like stripes on it, like horizontal stripes, and it says taxi, and it has lights on top of it, which is red is when it's occupied and green when it's free. So you are able, in theory, you're able to stop him and just get inside, and these are the official taxis. Okay, and when you go inside of the taxi, the first thing you will see are the licenses on the right side. Usually, sometimes on the left, but usually it's on the right side or on the top. There's license, like there's a picture of the driver, the fully displayed license with everything. There's like the automatic machine that calculates the amount of money, everything, like the tariff, everything is out there. And usually they have even the phone that is connected to the machine, like to the device that gives the information from the central office for phone calls. If you don't see all of this, then it might not be the real taxi. Obviously, everyone knows about it, and police knows, and they are investigating, but until they get enough proof, it's something that you cannot do without actually having enough proof of anything. So usually that's what's happening, and I'm quite sure that very soon these will disappear from Benidorm streets. Pretty sure. The same that happened with the legal transfers a few months ago, which was picking tourists up around Benidorm and asking who needed to go to the airport, and lowering the price that usual typical transfers were actually offering. So this was spotted and this was taken down. And we're quite sure that these taxis will disappear too. These taxis do not have all the legal signs out there, and obviously if the taxi drivers spot these, it's gonna be a big mess in Benidorm, and they tend to be really careful. They obviously don't go to the official stops. They don't go to places where usual taxi drivers are. But these are also white cars that look like they might be a taxi, but they are actually not. So be really careful. The official ones are the only ones that is safe to take if you are traveling with taxis and using this type of service here in Benidorm and surrounding area. Do not go into the cars that might look like original ones, because these are not. And if something happens, no one will help you out. And also they can charge you abusive pricing, and you're just not gonna be able to claim anything because this is not a real taxi driver. So be really, really careful when you go in general, not only to Spain, but in Spain, obviously, each city has its own taxi companies that work there. For example, here in the area, there's a radio taxi. In other area, it might be a different one. But they all look exactly the same whenever you are inside of the city. So if you spot some strange differences, better go get a typical taxi that you are 100% sure, or from the taxi stop. That's the best thing to do. Or ask the hotel to call you a taxi, or a bar. They will definitely call the original true Benidorm taxi for you guys. And now let's continue with the last news. And it is something that is happening in Benidorm, and not only here but in other places too. The thing is that Benidorm has a lot of British tourists, and obviously also those who are not only tourists but residents inside of the city and in its surroundings. And what is happening is that with the price of the cost, we'll let you know this I think in the past videos, with the price of cost for rentals for the apartments, it is getting out of hand, honestly. And a lot of people who were living on their pension, for example, from the UK, right now are not able to do so any longer because prices are absolutely abusive. It is impossible. And many people are living on the streets. Some people are going to specific organizations to try and ask for some help. Others are gathering the money and they're heading back to UK. But when they arrive there, what they encounter is that for living such a long time abroad, they don't have any options to ask for any kind of extra pay or like an employment pay or something like some kind of help pay of a kind while they are back in their home country because they've been outside for such a long time. And when they return here, obviously they cannot renew a lot of the papers if they didn't do it at the specific time when it could still have been done. So now it is not the case any longer, and many people just live without papers, like illegal immigrants, even though they're not. And they've been living here for a long time, but they're not able to renew their papers because they don't have enough money as well to renew them. That is a very, very sad situation for many people, not only British, but overall, generally, there is a big population here. And there are some associations that are helping people on the streets, those who helping them with food. There is a Benidorm's association that is helping people who are on the streets, bringing them some food, some water, just with the basics. Plus, they're helping people to go back to UK in case they need to, and they're desperate and there's no other way here and they have no one who could help them. And overall helping people who lost their passport, for example, here residents even, those who are left with no money, those who are living on the streets. And the worst part is many people think like, oh well, and it might be also the reason why there's so many people on the streets lately. We see quite a bit of people, way more than we previously did on streets of Benidorm. And you would think, oh, well, they're here, like they have no jobs, what are you doing here? Go find a job, you're a perfectly healthy person, like why are you doing this? But the fact is that many of these people, well, not many, but some of these people have full-time jobs. They actually do receive a salary. The issue is that since it's only one person for the household, they cannot pay for rent, not even for the room. Rooms are between 200 if you're really, really lucky a month, and 400 euros if you're not so lucky. So it is quite a big price, and a lot of the times it is impossible to rent something out with like 1,000 something euros a month. It has to be maximum 30% of your income, and sometimes you just not earn enough for the insurance to cover you, and the owners just deny you the access to the property, and people stay homeless. Since I was born, this didn't happen. Well, at least since my husband was born, this didn't happen in Spain. And now it actually is happening. So it is quite an unpleasant situation that many, many residents in Benidorm are facing with now. And it's either go really, really far away from Benidorm to be able to afford a living, or it's go back to their home country where it's been years and sometimes decades last time that they've been in, and there's no one waiting for them, and there's no thing to do, nowhere to go, nowhere to live, because it's been a long time when they've last been living in that country. So it's a difficult situation, but the good thing is that there are some associations here that are helping, mostly British, but also any other person who is in this situation of vulnerability. There's also governmental institutions and many other things, but situation is getting out of hand, and it's been like this for quite a while. So we are getting, honestly, a little bit worried by now. Let us know, how is the situation in your home country? Are rents also skyrocketing, or is it something more moderate and a lot of people can still afford a nice and cozy, affordable living for a long-term rent? We'll read you in the comments. And now let's talk about the weather forecast. What is going on right now? The water temperature is basically 27 degrees. That's what's going on right now. It's almost 27, and it's a lot. It's a lot for the sea, and honestly, it's not as refreshing as it was before, especially if outside is more than 30. You go into the sea, that's 27. At the end, you end up like going into warm milk, and you've not refreshed yourself with the sea. So the only thing is swimming pools, which are also quite hot. It's like milk mostly, and well, what you're gonna do, cold shower at home or in the hotel. That's the only solution to actually cool down with these types of temperatures. The weather is gonna be quite nice. It's gonna be hot as it usually is in July and August months. And we just finished one heat wave, but these temperatures more or less are the ones that we will be having here in the area. Plus minus 3-4 degrees back and forth, but hey, 30 and slightly more. July's usual and typical weather. Should not be raining, might be some clouds, and overall it's just a typical summer temperatures and typical summer atmosphere here in Benidorm town. Enjoy your holidays, stay safe, put some sunscreen on, wear sun hats, sunglasses, and enjoy it to the fullest. We'll see you in a brand new video here on the channel very soon. Goodbye.